Hello and welcome. So this is another live coaching video that I'm doing for my program Project 2021, and I'm talking about everyday tools that you can use to help you with everyday living. And if a day is a struggle to you, then there are plenty of places to get help. I often go on the mindfulness website because they have a brilliant video there about talking about mindfulness and other things that you can do for mental health. And the other thing is also YouTube. Now, I don't use YouTube because for the sake of it. I actually watch it because it is something I enjoy. I find lots of the content very inspiring and very helpful, because there's a lot of people who do share their mental health on there, which I know that lots of you will find really helpful. And I learned about mindfulness through mental health and researching about it, and I read this book called Mindfulness on the Go. I got that out of my local library, and it was a brilliant book. And did I order it in the end? I don't know if I did, but it's one that I do want to order to have on me, because it's really good. Because mindfulness is not something that has to be done sitting down. When I used to walk to work every morning, and I used to work weekends, even then, I would practice mindfulness, and it's just basically getting in touch with your present mind, and when it comes to mental health, it's whatever makes you happy, obviously not hurting anybody, but spending time to listen to other people's stories of mental health and how they've got through it. And reading books, I love reading, and I'm going to try and fit more into it. And you'd be surprised that even the most famous of people in our society, even now, also have mental health issues. Just because you're rich and famous doesn't mean that you're not human. In fact, you're more human than sometimes. So it's really about doing what supports you and gives you a good, makes you, it's having a reason to get up every day. And so in the morning, I will listen to some music, which helps me wake up. I will then make myself a cup of tea and have breakfast, and I'll sit and watch, a bit of YouTube then, or I'll do some work, go through my blogs and things I've got scheduled. I will, I may fit in some exercise in the day. I'm trying to read a bit every day now as well. That's something I really want to do, because I've got a few bits I want to finish. And I've been reading, and it's just use the platform that makes you feel ready, for the day. And there's a good app called Headspace, which is really good, and it teaches you how to do meditation. And meditation is actually a very good skill as well. And meditation and mindfulness is linked, but not everybody can meditate, because I find that as soon as I sit down and trying to be breathing all the time, my mind starts going, So, but I have tried it, and it's whatever works for you. Makes you have peace of mind, makes you want to, make each day, better than the last, and just to feel that you're worth something, because you will have those who will, I've spoken in my other videos, that will try and stop you because of their own issues. And if there are negative people in your life, then it's time to step away from them. And that's something that I trying to do, because there are people that will try and use your mental health against you, because a lot of the time it's because they don't understand it. because they've never, you know, there's people who can thrive each day without having to worry or be stressed, but then there's people who, you know, find, you know, some days a struggle because, you know, they just need somebody to say, you know, you're alright, you're going to have a good day today, rather than those who want to just use your, you know, your lack of confidence against you. And they're the kind of people that you just need to just try and get away from, because they're just toxic as far as I'm concerned. They're toxic human beings who just want to hurt, and they're just no good to anybody. They're just what they are. They're just soul destroyers and selfish and just foolish, hurtful, nasty people. So that's why I am taking steps now to change my life around, because I do want to have a place of my own again. I do want to be with those who see that I'm doing good and that like my work and like what I do. You know, I don't like it when you get people who nitpick, you know, because it's not what they would do. And as I've said in other videos, that's just victimization. That's just because just because you've chosen that path. You know, that's not that person's fault. That's your fault. You know, no one made you. You know. At the end of the day, you know, I do think it's those who just want to take control of everything. You know, even when you're, you know, in your 40s, when, you know, I've finished up my nappy changed, you know, haven't worn nappies for years, and I'm not, you know, willing to go back to wearing nappies again, you know. So, you know, just do what you, just be who you want to be. Don't let anybody try and tell you not to, you know. I'm not doing these videos to score points or play games. I'm not into that at all. That's not what life's about. Life is about working together, being good to people, you know, opening the door to people, you know, saying good morning, you know, and you know, I mean, you know, just letting people live their lives. So just what? So because you don't sit and, you know, play computer games all day, doesn't mean that person's got to stop. I mean, if it gets to the point where they're, you know, using it to hurt people, then that's different. But at the end of the day, everybody should be able to live their life how they wish to live it, without judgment, without you know, backstabbing or trying to, you know, use your mental health to manipulate and, you know, be there for you. Because when people have mental health, all they're really looking for is someone to not say anything and just listen. Not interrupt, listen. Not, you get some people where they trying to talk to you, and then, you know, you try and comment, and then as soon as you open your mouth, they're jumping on you again, and it's like, well, hang on a minute, do you want me to speak or not speak? You know? And you get to the point where if you get those people where no matter what you say, they want to go against you, then they're just not worth bothering with, because they're never going to agree with you. They're just choosing to argue for the sake of it. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't want that in my life, you know. I want to be able to write my blogs. I want to be able to do my thing, you know. Because I would never hold someone's mental health against them. I would never stop them from doing what they wanted to do, you know. In fact, I would encourage it, you know, for if you want to, you know, have a place abroad, or, you know, just people be happy. Don't play games. Don't point score. Just let people be happy, you know. Because, you know, people may be thinking that, do I earn any money doing this type of work? And actually I do. But I've got it in a place where no one can get hold of it. And it's been saved and looked after. And that's how I want it to be. And if people may think that I'm talking nonsense, then that's up to them. Because I don't talk nonsense. I don't say things just for the sake of it. I say it because it's true. And if there's people who want to choose to disbelieve it, let them go ahead, because that's what they want to think. Who am I to change their mind, you know? And so, yeah, you're always going to get those sorts of people who just want to see you sink and see you fail. But just use it to make you thrive, push forward. And you know what? I think when you have people who want to go against you, it actually makes you see how strong you are, you know, and how, you know, how far you've come. And I've come a long way, you know. I've come a heck of a long way. And I'm proud of what I've done in my life. People may think that I've not achieved anything, but that's their own point of view. As far as I'm concerned, I have, you know. I never thought I'd ever do the Great North Run, to be honest. I didn't think I'd be able to run, you know, for 5 minutes, but I did, you know. And I did I've done the London 10K twice, or 3 times. 2 or 3 times. I've done the Race for Life. I did like a London Bridges walk for the Garden House Hospice. I've done the moonwalk, which was hard because that was at night time. I nearly fell down some steps because I automatically went into almost sleepwalking. And we didn't finish that walk because we were queuing ages to go to because there's no toilet. There's just a word warning: if you ever do the moonwalk, make sure you go to a toilet because there were people in the end peeing in bushes and you know, and then we were queuing up for ages because there was like one toilet available, and we didn't get to finish it, but we didn't finish it by 7 AM the next morning, and I was just absolutely shattered. And then we came out the wrong end of the Bleeding Park, but but I'm glad I did that, because doing those sorts of things are actually really good, because you get very support people that you've never met before cheering you on and encouraging you, and they are great things to do. And I would definitely do another one, probably a fundraise walk again, and they're just good things to do, you know. It's good to have glad I did those things, because they were things that I never thought I would ever do, and there's some more things on the horizon that I know a lot of people, yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, never allow anybody to, you know, use their anger or their bitterness to destroy you from what you want to do, and for, you know, overcoming mental health. Mental health is, you know, a work in progress. It's not something that will just go away, so you do have to work on it. And that mindfulness, meditation, exercise, taking more care of yourself, because when you become a mum, for example, you know, and a different world, you know, develops, because suddenly you're responsible of a tiny bundle of joy, and you have no idea, you know, what they're gonna be like until they're born. Luckily Henry, you know, thrived and has been, you know, some days he struggled, because I did have postnatal depression, which I kept to myself because I felt that, you know, I would have been a bad mum by and not telling anyone, because again, you know, because you do get those who hold it against you, and that's the thing with mental health. We you know, I want to use this platform to encourage others to talk about it, because life coaching is a great thing to be able to do, to help people through their mental health and their confidence, because a lot of it is do with kind of like looking deep within what's causing the depression, you know, or the, you know, and like eating disorders are very common, especially in teenagers. And I think with the internet, even though, you know, obviously part of that is part of my job is to use those platforms, but I don't spend ages on Facebook or Twitter now, because I saw one young girl who I knew from Bognor who was getting bullied online, and it was so obvious, and so I reported that person too, and they did actually go away in the end, and it was somebody that she went to school with, and I just like got rid of them, and that is quite common, and that can cause mental health issues. There's all types of, there's PTSD, there's social anxiety, agoraphobia. I knew somebody who has severe agoraphobia, and I did at one point when I was living in Peabody, because I was fed up getting bullied and picked on, and I do go through stages like that where I will sort of stay in a lot rather than go out, but you need to get yourself out, to stop you. And I think with the pandemic, it's not helped, because there are going to be a lot of people on their own during it, and that's who I think about. They've elderly people who love going to like social gatherings, on a weekly basis, and they can't because of lockdown, and I do worry about them. I do worry about those sorts of people who thrive on social interaction, because it's what they've, that's the kind of like, when you come to old age. I mean, my nan and granddad lived to old age, thankfully, both sets, and I would have hated the thought of not being able to see my nan, on a week, because I used to spend like, most weekends and during the week with her, even when I started working, I was still make time during the week to pop in and see my nan, and I've got to say, I did have proper grandparents where, they were like second and third parents to me, and I loved them to bits, and it really hit me hard when my last nan, my nan Skinner, passed away, because she was like the centre point of the family, and I knew it was like end of an era, and it was really, it was like, gosh, this is change that I wasn't prepared for, so, and even then I went through a depression at one point. I became scared of death all of a sudden, and it's funny because 1 minute you're fine, and it can just hit you, and so I didn't see that coming, and you're like, well, how do I deal with this now, and that's the thing with mental health. When you lack confidence, you get into like this vicious circle, and then like, it took me ages to find the courage to do this even, but it's been the best thing for me, because it's brought out my confidence. Even when I've been on my lowest, I found, and it took a long time to get back to doing this after the last 7 years I've had, and I remember sitting on the floor just before Christmas, crying because I couldn't do it. I just could not talk to the camera, and it really hit me, like, why can't I do this, but I just could not find the strength to do it. And then suddenly, through just doing the Days in Life videos again, I found my spark for it again. I found my mojo for it, my joy of doing these videos, doing YouTube again. And I know a lot of people may think that it's not what they would do, but I don't care. That's your choice. And I think with the modern world, you've got to embrace it sometimes. And we've got to say, I mean, with the, that's how I keep, because I don't watch the news all the time, because I do find it depressing, and a lot of people, and some people think, oh, that's dreadful, you should watch the news. No, I don't have to watch the news if I don't want to, because it's not something that I worry about, and I'll get alerts on my laptop to tell me about the news. And and some people shoot me if you're part of the news police, but that's not going to make me want to watch it any more than how I felt about it before. So but it doesn't mean that I don't check headlines, because I do. I like to do it on my account. People may want to watch the news every day. That's their choice. I don't, and that's how I am. And shoot me if you think that's wrong. But that's all I am. Everybody's different, and you know, it's your choice. You're not doing anyone any harm by not watching the news. Because I've kept up with COVID. At first, you know, I didn't want to watch it because it was hard. You know, it's a bit like Brexit, where it kind of gets a bit tedious. And it's like, yes, that's great. You know, yes, we are in lockdown, but you know, what are we supposed to do? You know, you just got to you just got to carry on the best you can, and not let it destroy you, but you know, make you more eager to, you know, do the things you want to do. And I can't wait to, when lockdown's clear, to go to a, you know, like I said in my other videos, like a festival or a game and a football match, you know. And it's funny how you miss out the little things, you know, when you don't have them for a while. But you know, but times are changing. It looks like the lockdown will be clear by Easter, we hope, touch wood. I'm hoping that by then I will be somewhere new, and that's the plan. And yes, don't let those stop you, and don't ever allow anybody to use your mental health against you, because that is actually against the law, and it doesn't help. It doesn't make that person want to be around you any more than they felt before, and in fact it pushes them more further away. And yeah, so let's look after each other and be kind to each other, and stay strong, stay safe, and I will see you next time. Take care.